first serious thing is I saw a report was released earlier this week, and I saw it on Manchester Evening News. So I'm just gonna read out what it was about. But it's basically black people living in Greater Manchester are over 5 times more likely to be stopped and searched or tasered by police officers, according to a concerning new report. Now, I think I wasn't surprised when I saw this because I'm pretty sure those figures were already like nationwide. That was
Yeah,
the way
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
However, obviously seeing it
In
greater
city,
Manchester,
yeah,
like it did
yeah.
just. And I kind of just wanted to like revisit the whole like idea of stop and search, whether
Mhm.
it can ever be a good thing, and also like just why it's a problem in general, in our opinion. So for those of you that don't know, stopping and searching it, I don't know how you wouldn't know, but stopping and searching is obviously the police. If they have, I think it's reasonable,
Doubt.
reasonable doubt that you might be like holding a weapon or doing something illegal, basically in possession of something that is illegal, then
Mhm.
they have the authority to stop and search you. Now, obviously the reasons for why this is a thing is because it it's supposed to help um obviously prevent it's supposed to help prevent crime. Basically it's supposed to help get weapons, get illegal stuff off the street, therefore the perpetrators can't use that illegal
Mhm.
stuff. However, when you look at the statistics, and I'm not sure whether there's one on this report here, but if you look at the statistics, the amount of people who actually um, are stopped and searched and then are just released without there being any issue whatsoever, in regards to they're not holding anything like that. It's a bit silly, and like is it the begs the question: is it worth having stop and search when at the end of the day it just ends up harassing people?
Mhm.
Like I don't know. What do you think, Alina?
So I have quite strong feelings about this because so the figure obviously you've given the figure for black people, but I think I read a statistic somewhere where I think Bangladeshis and Pakistanis are I think either the same amount or slightly less. So like also like very very harassed. And I say that because not to derail the point that Carlos made, but because in my own family, so I have a lot of like young cousins, young male cousins around, like mid to late 20s, early 30s, even from when they were teenagers, to be honest with you. And obviously, like, my family are based in Longsight, which is already an over surveillanced area in terms of police. My whole life, I have gone just incident after incident after incident of disproportionate stop and searches against my, because they obviously all drive like nice cars as well, right? So basically what the assumption is a young Asian guy where and also like young black men as well, like driving a nice car, therefore drug dealer. That is what the assumption is. So we've had like numerous incidents, like just non-stop. Like I remember like there was one time when one of my cousins got stopped 3 times in one day. Yeah, like in the same day 3 times. Like it's actually ridiculous. I've had incidences where like the police will like they're tailing one of my cousins in an unmarked car. So he's obviously he doesn't know it's the police, so he's like this is Buki, this person is tailing me. So he speeds up to lose the person. As soon as he speeds up, the lights come on. Why are you speeding? But like you just like harass me. I have incidences where like one of my cousin, he was driving and the police blocked off an entire road for him. They blocked off 2 ends of a road for him.
Why?
No, he hadn't done anything. Like it was just suspicious.
What was suspicious?
They
Why would
don't
you?
know. You know
What
what the
is
thing is as
what
well,
is that
though.
doubt? Like what reasonable doubt is there?
So they always give like under section blah 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 your wheels, something to do with your wheels, or under something blah blah under section blah 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 something to do with your window. Like when it comes to it, that's the excuses that they gave. Like there was one time where like one of my cousins, um, they like stopped him. He was literally in his driveway eating a banana in his car. Like bet like 3 different police cars or something like that came.
It's funny you say that actually, because that's the one thing that actually happened to me was that luckily it wasn't anything to do with being searched. However, I literally was driving back to my house, and I literally pulled up outside of my family home and parked the car, and then I like remember I could see there was a car behind me, and I was kind of like, why is it like stopping? I was really confused, and then just saw the blue lights, and I was just
Yeah.
like, what is going on? And I just came, and they like started like questioning me, like, oh, like, have you had anything to drink, and they did this, that, and the other, and I'm just like, I was just really confused and shocked, and it was weird as well because I remember afterwards, like, I was just obviously I knew I hadn't done anything wrong,
Yeah.
but like I just felt like it. It
It's
did
it's
pro-
like it's like gaslighting, innit?
Yeah,
Like
like
it's
I just felt really, really off, and like I was like really
shook
like
up
a
bit,
bit messed up like
Yeah.
the days after, and that was even after it wasn't like that bad of an experience. It was more
exactly.
just kind of like, why have I been stopped for no reason?
What it does is they mentally mess with you basically because it makes you paranoid now. For my cousins that have spoken like about their experiences and stuff, that's what they say. Like it literally makes you paranoid that like that you just you can't do anything. Do you know what I mean? Like there's such a restriction on like your freedom. You're just paranoid that any corner you turn, like they're gonna come and the thing is like it's such an abuse of power because they actually don't need any excuse. They can make up anything. They can actually make up anything, and because you're not as well versed in the law as they are, there's such a power dynamic there that they exploit. So stops and searches, they're inhumane, especially because now the facts and figure are saying how can 5 times more likely. That's not a accident. That's not just it's just a coincidence. It just so happens they're slightly more towards black people than white people or whatever. 5 times more likely. That's systemic.
It's also like you can't even say like, oh yeah, but black people are more involved in crime, because that's simply
They're not.
like, it's not true, because also like if you look at again the stats of the amount of people that actually have something on them, like it's
Yeah.
next to nothing. Like I
Yep.
think it's like I don't go. I'm not sure on the statistic, by the way, but I'm pretty sure it is like around 20%, if that, is what the amount of people that actually are successful stop and searches.
Yeah, exactly.
In terms of actually,
exactly, it's harassment.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like we need to say what it is. It's harassment. If it was not harassment, then the racial kind of breakdown would not tell the story for us, right? And in this case, it does. So
it's just that, yeah, need
they're
to.
inhumane. They're unethical. They need to be regulated. They need to be regulated. It's not a coincidence that there's anti-blackness in this country, and all of a sudden, black people are 5 times more likely to be stopped and searched than white people.
Yeah,
The
Andy Burnham
figures-
sort it out.
Yeah, Andy Burnham sort it out.
Oh dear. And you know what, the thing that what I just want to end on in regards to this is just, you know what's so annoying is like, this is based on my own experience, by the way. I'm not like talking down on anyone. I'm not saying like everyone should believe this, but from my own experience with the police, they've never been there and for me when I've needed them to be, and for my immediate like close connections as well. They've never actually been there for me when
In a
I've needed
helpful
it.
manner,
Yeah, but then obviously they've been there when it's been
to
like
antagonize.
yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like, why is so much energy going into these stop and searches, which are only a certain amount actually effective? Why is it like you have to wait so long? For example, if you're getting like burgled, that's where like it takes so long for like police to actually turn up and like actually like sort stuff out. Like what? Why? I just think the way in which they're what's it called distributed probably needs to be tackled more, dealt with more effectively. And also like, and this is before we even have the conversation about the police as an institution in general.
I was
but
gonna say I'm keeping quiet
yeah, exactly,
because if
we're
I
not
start
gonna-
to speak, Ofcom really will shut Pirate Radio down.
Exactly. So and also we're like 5 minutes away, so we're not going to get into that today.
Yeah.
But before we get into all that, just if the police is going to continue as it is, it needs to. That's the first step, basically.